We all know the silent killer's name. The one that keeps us up at night and keeps us in at day. The one that makes us frantically wash our hands to the tune of Happy Birthday and buy up N95 face masks. The one that changes the local grocery store into a battlefield. The one that makes us long for the normality we had mere weeks before. Normality we may not see again for a long time. The novel coronavirus is redefining the way we live. And for us teenagers, the last memories of our childhood.
Hi, I'm Dylan Cody.
Hi, my name is Isaac.
It's Nick Rosenfeld here.
Hi, my name is Rilla Kabir.
I'm Winter Froling, and I am a senior at Santa Susana High School.
Today is the 13th of May, 2020, and currently I am in quarantine for the coronavirus.
Well, I feel like I take quarantine maybe a little more seriously than a lot of other people, because I have family members at risk of getting sick and dying from sickness, which I understand a lot of people might have lesser chances of, but I have been in like full quarantine. Like I've gone outside like in my backyard, but I haven't like gone off of the property. I haven't had any exposure to other people except my parents. So I've been in like a full lockdown.
I've been going outside to film and stuff like that and hang out, skate. So, yeah.
I take it very, very seriously and I don't go out. But I do go out for like grocery store needs and just necessities. That's it. And every time I do go out with the mask and everything, because it's really, really important that everyone in my family is like super cautious, because I do have family members who would be really susceptible if, worst case situation happened. If one of us got corona, it would be really bad.
I don't take quarantine too seriously. I've been going outside, I've been partying.
So we've been taking it pretty seriously. I mean, I know that there is a fair share of people who aren't taking it pretty seriously, especially in Simi Valley, where we live.
I take quarantine very seriously. I don't go outside much besides like walking my dog or grocery shopping, because I want to go back to normal as soon as possible. Grocery shopping is kind of like a big ordeal now, because I have to wear like gloves and masks, and I have to make sure I'm far enough away from other people and not to touch anything that I'm not like almost for sure that I'm gonna buy. And it just feels very weird, because like just a few months ago it was just hopping down to like Vaughn's or something, but now it's like a once a week thing.
I was at the grocery store, essential needs, you needed toilet paper. And so it was a limit like 2 per person, and I accidentally got an extra one and I was going to put it back, and this lady just gave me like the eye, and she was like, "Oh my god, how dare you take one extra piece, like one extra box of toilet paper?" And I was like, "It was an accident." And she's like, I don't think it was, honey. And I'm like, "You know what? It was literally an accident." But it wasn't like a crazy experience, but it would just really open my eyes to how, I guess, nervous everyone is.
But even amid the hopelessness of the pandemic, life goes on, even if it's not quite the same.
I've gotten better at editing.
Editing this documentary?
I've been filming, editing, and playing video games.
And video games?
Video games,
Movies.
TV shows.
There's an abandoned Macy's near me, so I took a screwdriver, got a friend to unscrew the door, and I got into Macy's.
Though the newfound time may let many teenagers feel liberated from the 8 to 3 school life, many feel otherwise.
At least personally for me, I am not really doing well with online school, because like since we're not going into an actual physical school building, it's lost all tangibility. So I've lost my motivation to do school things.
I hate online school. I think it's kind of boring, personally. It's not fun doing work when you don't get to see your friends, you know? Especially English. When you like write, but you don't get it right with people, it's really boring.
Well, it has been, I guess, less of a workload than what we would normally have with real school. I mean, it's just more, I guess, stressful in other ways.
And schoolwork has kind of been tough, honestly.
Online school for me is going pretty well. I think I'm kind of lucky because all my classes were basically self-study anyways, so it's kind of like I'm doing the same coursework, but I don't have to go into class to take tests. Except for one class where we're just not doing anything in that class. Like, there are assignments, but they're not being graded, and they won't impact your grade at all if you're not doing them. But despite not having to do a lot of work, I would rather go to real school because I miss my friends, and the learning environment, I think, helped me be motivated and focus on my work. And I think, especially for college, like with more complex and advanced classes, I would want to be in a physical classroom with my professor and ask questions there, and just the learning environment, I think, would help me retain information a lot better.
But for the class of 2020, the transition to online school has a whole different meaning.
It kind of sucks because when we're going into quarantine, all of us were at that same stage of life. But when we leave quarantine, if and when that happens, we're all going to be in different places of the world. We're all going to be going on to different things. And I don't know if I will ever get to see them in person again for a long time, even, or at all.
I feel like I've had something, like, taken away from me. Like, we're not getting, like, a lot of experiences that people view as important in their lives, like prom and graduation and just finishing off high school. Like, I don't know, I feel like we've been deprived of something, and it's something I don't know that we can really get back.
Let us feel what we're feeling. Like, I see online, a lot of people are saying either, you know, this isn't always about you versus, like, this is the worst thing that's happening. I think both of it can be kind of true. Like, this hasn't ever happened before, and hopefully it doesn't happen again, but, like, we won't have our graduation properly. Like, we have a car parade, which is nice, but also, like, I would prefer a real graduation. But also, you know, a lot of people in CME aren't getting sick. We're not getting the virus at astronomical rates, and that is something to be very thankful for. And also, people have it a lot worse than us. But also, I think we're entitled to feel the way we are because we work so hard, and this is unprecedented.
Like, as much as we want to dwell on these last 2-3 months of senior year that are gone, we still had, 3.5 like really great years and really good times and really great memories. And we can't forget those, We can't forget that those great things happened. And even though all this other stuff didn't happen, at least we had that. Because, we don't know how long this is going to last. And honestly, we don't know if, the next class of 2021 is even going to have a senior year at all.
And though we are reminiscent of a present that never happened, there's still a future that stands unclear.
I guess the most frightening-ish aspect of this is that we don't really know what will be the outcome of this, how this will change things, what will be the effect of this.
I'm nervous because I don't think we're going to learn anything from this. I don't think... Hopefully our government is better at handling things like this. Hopefully there's nothing like this to happen again. But if it were, in things like this, we would handle it a little bit better. And also, I'm not sure if the individual person is, if their lives are going to be improved because of this. I don't think healthcare is going to become more accessible. I don't think, the individual is going to have any more protection regarding housing or job security. I don't know. Hopefully we learn from this, but it feels like we're just going to look back on it and say, oh man, that sucked. Hopefully it never happens again. And then not do anything about it.
I understand that what's going on is going to be pretty influential on, like, the future of humankind. And it is, like, a historical moment. But I don't know, it just feels like I'm not doing anything. Like, I don't know, it doesn't feel real, almost.
As much as quarantine sucks, and as much as Corona sucks, it has been extremely, extremely good for the environment. Like, if you look outside, the sky is just a brighter shade of blue. The grass is greener, the birds are chirping, and the air is cleaner.
When we look back at this, I'm not sure how we will look back at it as. I mean, thus far, I think that a lot of the measures that have been put in place have been put in place well, and I mean, I think it's, I think we've been dealing with this as good as we could have for the most part.
I would take away the fact that this is affecting everyone. I'm not sure that's 100% accurate, but I'm pretty sure that when China had the SARS virus, it only really affected that area. Like, not economically speaking, but just, the virus itself. And this is affecting everybody. Like, even if the countries have really low cases or really low deaths, or just, like, anything that's not to the severity of, like, the United States, it's like, they're going to be affected either way because the major powers of the world, their economies are hugely affected. So that's just going to trickle down to all the other countries and their economies. And it's crazy how this is like we stopped everything. Like the world stopped. Like the Olympics is not happening. Like things that we think that are really important are not happening, and everyone's affected by it.
Just because we lost this to end high school movie experience doesn't mean that the future is not going to be cool. And it doesn't mean that we're going to lose out on more experiences. Whether we like it or not, one day, hopefully, this is going to end. And, life has a way of figuring itself out. And I really do believe that this will also figure itself out. We've gone through a lot. Black Plague. There's a lot of other diseases. I don't remember. But we went through a lot as a human race, and this is just one more of those things. And we just gotta be positive and do our part and stay at home, stay 6 feet apart, wear that mask. It's in fashion now, it's in season now, so wear it, and everything is gonna be okay. Really, I really do believe that everything is going to be okay.
Our future is uncertain, and no one knows what the hell is going on. But hey, isn't that what it's like being a teenager anyways?
We can